It's December 4, 444. Make a wish. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how I finessed my way into Columbia University here in New York City, the Ivy League, as they say. Where to begin? So let's start with summer of last year, 2017. It's kind of like every girl's Elle Wood's dream to like one day make it into Harvard. So in my undergrad, that didn't happen. I went to the University of Oregon, just go Ducks, majored in journalism and communications, loved it there. And then for me, I was done with school. Like I love taking classes, but in terms of like seeking education formally, I was kind of like over it, if that makes sense. Until I came here. The Barrow Group Theater had a really good opportunity for me to pursue, so I did because financially it made sense. I needed a reason to leave Oregon. I read an Actor's Companion and I wanted to come see what the Barrow Group was all about. But when that program ended, here is where I realized, and now this is me like thinking retrospectively, like that I love being a formal student because you kind of have this non-committal approach to life. For anyone who's confused in their path, it kind of offers you that safety net of what is your identity. Oh, I'm a student. What are you studying? Oh, this, with the hopes of one day becoming this. For a long time, I was kind of trapped in that mentality of just like, you know, like if you do well in school, you'll do well in life. And in any other field, with the exception of the arts, that's true. So I'm commuting past the Columbia campus every day, and I kind of see it every day. And every day I'm just kind of like, damn, you know, wow, it would be so cool to just take a couple classes there. It looks like it would be so fun. The campus is beautiful. I had this giant curiosity about what it would possibly be like. And then fucking one day, my friend Crystal, she was dating this drug dealer who got in a car accident to come see her, and he was living in Washington Heights, and so she just happened to be in the area, and she was like, Karina, like, I'm so scared, come to the hospital with me, blah blah blah. So I accompany her to the hospital, and he was admitted to Columbia Presbyterian, and we go there, you know, he's fine, and it's on the Columbia campus. And after she kind of like, you know, sees that he's okay, she's like, oh, you know, I don't need you anymore. I was like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna go back home. And I walked through the campus, and I was walking through the campus, and I was like on my phone Instagram storing, being kind of like, oh, like going back to school, you know, like here I am, just kind of as a joke. And then I don't know what kind of clicked in my brain, but I was like, I should see what it, you know, how one could take classes here, like how that process would be. So I went home that day, and that day I went online and I googled how I could take classes at Columbia, if they were offering any kind of like summer programs, and that's how I found out about the Lifelong Learners Program, which is an auditing course for students who have their bachelor's but want to go not back to school, but they want to, you know, continue with their learning, which is me. I love to learn. I thought, damn, this is a really good opportunity. I submitted like my information, kind of did the application overnight, and then maybe like 3-4 weeks later, I got an email saying I was accepted into the Lifelong Learners Program and that I was a student at Columbia. Like, it was that easy. The application process cost $80. Maybe it was more, maybe it was like $100, but it was super affordable. And then they email you a list of all the courses that you can take, and there are kind of like 100 to 200. I think there were a couple 300 level classes on there. Some of them were, none of them were in film. Once I had access into the courses at Columbia, I looked at the grad school, what's the word? What is that fucking word? I looked at the courses available to the students who were in the film program, and I made a list of all the classes that I wanted to take, and on that list was Introduction to Directing and Elements of Dramatic Narrative. I did some more research into the program, and I found out that you can't take classes that aren't on the auditors, that aren't approved by the Life Learners program without a professor's approval. So none of these classes were approved by Columbia to be taken by someone in the Lifelong Learners program. On the first day of school, I got my ID. I went in to get my student ID and I was just like, is this real? Like, is this allowed? Like, am I really here?
What, like it's hard?
And then I went to the Lenfest Center for the Arts, which is where they have all of their film courses for the film grad students. And these are like 500, 600 level classes, mind you. So I knew there was like a slim chance that I was gonna get approved to take these classes, but I was like, hey, you know, like, can't hurt. So first day of class, I go in, I am so nervous, I'm like sweating, and everyone around me is also really nervous. You can tell because it's just the first day of school and everyone's kind of sizing each other up. There's a couple of famous people in my class. A certain actress from one of my favorite sitcoms was there, and I almost fucking fainted. I was like, are you kidding me? Whoa! So I was very like taken aback. I just didn't feel like I belonged, because I didn't. I was basically sneaking in to take the class. And then after class is over, I go up to the professor and I introduce myself and explain who I am, and I'm like so nervous. I'm like, please say yes. And he's like, oh, I've never heard of the Lifelong Learners program. For sure, come in. We'd love to have you. I was like, wow, that was so easy. That was so easy. And I just quickly kind of found out that what we were learning was not anything groundbreaking. Everything that we kind of learned in Elements of Dramatic Narrative could be easily learned in one of these books. This one, Save the Cat, Stephen King's On Writing. Oh, and David Mamet's masterclass on masterclass.com or whatever website that is. He does a screenwriting course, and it's eerily similar to a lot of the course load that we did in the class. And I think that whole web series is like $100. So for the cost of however much that class would cost you to take at Columbia, you can pick up these two books and take a web class that David fucking Mamet teaches online. Obviously you're not getting the same bang for your buck, because I did get to network with a couple of cool people, but even still, like, meeting people like that is just not really worth the price tag if you are paying full price for that. Everything that kind of happened throughout that summer and fall just seemed kind of like it was destiny. Like, my friends' boyfriends getting in that car accident, walking through campus, going onto my computer, finding out about this program, getting admitted into Columbia, and then my professor being cool with me taking classes, even though I was completely, well, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say I kind of like earned it. I definitely just finessed that opportunity for myself. But I always say, like, what else am I gonna fucking do? Do you know what I mean? Like, if there's something that I want to do, I'm gonna do it, even if it doesn't necessarily make the most sense. Like, I'm all about the come up, and I'm all about finessing opportunities for myself. So that's just kind of like what I wanted to do. But what I saw when I got there, it was kind of like, you know what? It just kind of felt like every discussion that we had would turn into the same conversation. Our syllabus was kind of outdated. We watched a lot of old movies, and it was a lot of focusing on the past, in terms of, like, we watched Jaws, The Godfather, Rosemary's Baby, a lot of Woody Allen movies. But, like, I have no interest in supporting Woody Allen movies, so talking about him in class was just kind of like, I only want to talk about what I can learn from him. I have this much interest in discussing his private sensational life. A lot of times we'd be in lecture and it'd just be like, people would be afraid to speak because of the tension in the class. We're just not gonna talk about there's so many good opportunities in the digital space that were never brought up. We never talked about the cool, fun, exciting things going on in the world right now. We just kind of talked about the past and these past directors who are problematic, Roman Polanski, like I said, Woody Allen. What they were kind of teaching was just one man's preference for films. I don't think there's anything going on in that classroom that you can't learn online or that you can't learn from a good book. And ultimately, the best way for you to get experience is not in a classroom, and it's not even by networking with your classmates. It's by just going out there and shooting, making a concept come to life. But I will say, looking at like this syllabus definitely brought back a lot of like kind of, because like I said, I did like what we were learning, and I did think it was really cool whenever the discussion was productive and not emotional. So if you guys want, I could do a series on that class, what I learned in that class, and like we could have kind of like a discussion in the comments. I don't know, I think that would be a lot of fun, especially because this community is very creative, and I've seen so many cool creators on this platform doing incredibly groundbreaking things that I just think there needs to be more accessible information out there. So if you guys want me to do that, just let me know in the comments down below, because I think that would be a really fun idea and would kind of all bring us closer as a community. Which, I mean, thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed to my channel and who watch my videos from start to beginning. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you for being here, and I want to put out content that you guys want to see. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, just let me know and I will make it happen for you guys. Thanks for being here, guys. All right, ciao.
Gorgeous. Everything you do makes me